Would you be surprised to know that your anger and resentment towards your significant other or partner is causing a lot of your bladder prolapse symptoms? I know. By the end of this video, you'll have a really cool technique to break down a lot of beliefs about your significant other. Now, when I was healing my prolapses, and I've been doing this kind of work for a really long time, I was really shocked to discover how much rage I had towards Duncan. And I couldn't admit it because I was a practitioner, I wanted to be perfect, I was supposed to be calm all the time. But really figuring out that I was raging and feeling resentful towards him a lot of the time, and even jealous, was a massive game changer. And I'm going to show you by the end of this video how we helped Lisa and Lasha, two of our program members, heal their prolapses in 12 weeks. And a big part of it for them was dealing with the anger piece. Take a quick look at the link below in the description. I've created some free training for you. Lisa and Lasha's case studies are in there. Grab that and you can go through that in the comfort of your own home. Point number one is that anger is not an emotion that you can think your way out of. Okay, so for lots of other emotions, we can find better feeling thoughts and we can slowly move ourselves up the emotional scale. But the thing about anger is it is what I like to call a gateway emotion. When you can authentically feel and express anger in a healthy way, you have access to the middle and the top part of the emotional scale. It's so powerful. Point number two, many women are resistant to feeling anger, admitting they have anger, owning anger, because society, maybe their family, maybe their church has told them that anger is inappropriate. But the problem is if you don't release anger in a healthy way through your body, you'll wear it on your body, you'll feel it in your jaw, you'll feel it down your neck, this is the fighting posture, right? And you'll feel it all the way down the body. Plus, there is a big correlation between the throat and the pelvic floor. So if you are not expressing your anger on your own, obviously I'm not suggesting at other people all the time, but if you're not finding a healthy way to express it through the voice and through the body, you're going to wear it all over your pelvic floor. So, little point, go and check out my rage release for hypertonic pelvic floor video. So you might want to watch that video after you've watched this video, because as I move you up the emotional scale, I'm going to be suggesting at the point of anger and rage that you go and release. Maybe one of these and a pillow. So our program members have huge amounts of hesitancy about doing anger release, but once they start doing it, boy, do they feel the results. Big time. I named our program member Lasha the queen of the anger release. She became really good at it and it became a tool of hers to use for around about 12 weeks until she healed. And now she just needs to use it in a maintenance type way. But go and refer to that video at the end of this video. Okay, so let's get into an emotional scale from anger and resentment. So the feeling of resentment is a feeling of injustice. It's a feeling of it's not fair. It's that kind of feeling. When little kids sometimes say it's not fair and they've got a bit of sibling rivalry going on, it's that revenge vibration. Okay, so we're going to start there. So you've got to feel into these emotions, okay? This is not just the left brain thinking exercise. We've got to feel into the relief. So go up this emotional scale with me on the topic of your significant other and feel the relief. This is the kind of emotional scale I used to do on Duncan and I and our relationship. So, revenge. I feel so resentful that I'm doing everything in this house, in this business, and I'm the powerhouse driving it forward. And hey, release it, right? It's doing nothing. Okay, so that's revenge. Anger. Now this is where you might want to, once you've watched the other video, go to town with your pillow, with our rage release technique, and then you'll move easier up the emotional scale. Okay, I feel so angry all the time at him. This was me towards Duncan. I feel so angry and I don't even know why. He just has to come into the room and look at me or chew his food or initiate intimacy and I feel like punching his lights out. That's how I used to feel, you guys. I'm more than happy to share with you that sometimes if he even touched me, you know, and wanted to be intimate, I felt like punching him out. I didn't, but I felt like it. Can you see that if you wear this anger in your body and you don't release it, you end up shouting at the kids, you shout at your partner, it comes out in all kinds of ways. Whereas when you release it in a healthy way, it doesn't need to spill out onto others. And I don't know about you, but I have experienced huge amounts of guilt, you know, when I shouted at our kids, and that would wear on me for days, and I would wear that on my pelvic floor and my prolapse. So, you know, the more you can release it, the easier it is as well to be around your family and not, you know, unleash the beast. Okay, so that's the anger statement. Discouragement. I'm so discouraged that this will ever change. This person doesn't get me. We've been in this relationship together for decades, and I just don't see any way out of this. Blame. Now you really want to get into this. Don't be polite with the emotion. Feel the blame. They're not in the room with you doing this emotional scale. Write it down. Feel it. I blame them for this. I used to blame Duncan for all of our financial challenges back in the day. I used to blame him for our messy home. I used to blame him for his lack of efficiency. I used to blame him that I was always the one who had to plan all the events, and I was the one who had to think of things, and he'd happily follow, but it was all on me. I felt unsupported. Can you guys feel into that? I felt so unsupported. Blame. That's the emotion of blame. It can also be the emotion of insecurity, but there's a lot of blame in that. You should be supporting me, and then I can feel happy. It's a biggie, but there's a false belief in there. You'll discover what that false belief is as we move up the emotional scale. I'm so worried I'm with the right person. I think it's all the time, you guys. I'm so worried I should have picked someone else. But then I'm worried about leaving because I've got 2 young kids and a business. I'm just worried about everything. I'm anxious. Okay, we wear anxiety here, often up here, in the chest and the arms. I'm doubting why I'm even in this relationship. I'm so disappointed. I didn't imagine my life to feel like this. I am overwhelmed. I've got so much to do with a family, and maybe you've got a job or a business, or maybe you're very active in your community or your children's school, but you feel overwhelmed by the daily grind, by the cooking, the shopping, the bringing the money in, all of it, all the things. I feel overwhelmed that everybody wants a piece of me. I used to feel that a lot. I breastfed our children for a really long time, and it always felt like somebody wanted a piece of me. Yeah. I'm so frustrated by everything. I'm so pessimistic. Now we're at the level of boredom. I am done. I'm done with this. I'm done with my prolapses. I'm done with thinking this way about my relationship. I'm done with feeling guilty that I'm not a good enough mother. I'm done with worrying about everything. Okay, now we've got to get to the level of acceptance, contentment, satisfaction. Now, if you cannot find a contenting thought about your relationship, very normal. Do not say things you don't mean, because the energy will not flow. Okay, your symptoms won't be relieved. You may have to go wider. So I'm going to give you some options. It may take you time to kind of assimilate to this way of thinking and feeling, because I'm going to be giving you a lot of law of attraction universal truths here. And I totally get if they don't resonate. If you need help understanding them, you know, drop below in the comments, ask me some questions, let me help you develop these new beliefs and this way of thinking. Also be sure to check out that free training, okay? You can find it in the description section below, or you can tap training into the comments section and I'll send you a link. Okay, so contented. It's contenting to know that every single relationship I experience is a reflection of where I am in any given moment on the emotional scale. It's wild. I did not want to admit that with Duncan. I wanted him to be wrong and me to be right. I had a big hard time with that. I was always trying to be right. And you see, from resentment, which was my dominant set point with Duncan, I couldn't extract the love from him. What I really wanted was love, connection, support, understanding. But because I was so raging, I couldn't manifest that from him. I manifested the worst from him, and the way he reacted was to withdraw. Okay, so he became unavailable. The more I needed, the more I wanted, the more I screamed, the less available he became. And it was because of my vibration. Now, I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying your significant other is perfect. I'm not saying it's all your fault, but only you are in the room. I've only got you in front of me right now, right? You're the only person I can help here. And it is my absolute promise to you that most people are callable up the emotional scale. You don't need to fix them. You don't need to teach them this work. Exhausting. You just need to work on your own vibration. And it's my absolute promise to you that in time, you will attract more love, more support, more appreciation, more understanding, more listening, more connection, more presence from them. They'll stop running away from you. Okay, it's hard, isn't it? The thing about the law of attraction is you've really got to take responsibility for where you're at, and that's the hardest piece. That's the piece I found the hardest, because I did like to hang out in poor me and everybody's awful to me. Because often you've had a childhood like that as well, where you were a victim as a child. But now as an adult, don't handle your power away. Take your power back, work on feeling better, and extract differently from others. I really want to empower you right now. You have all the power within inside yourself with a little bit of practice, I promise you. Hopeful, let's feel into hopefulness. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that others once stood where I'm standing, that's you, and managed to find a different way. I'm hopeful that actually, we're not talking about abusive relationships here, right? Just as a disclaimer. I'm hopeful that I can actually have a relationship with many people on the planet, that it's not really about the personality of this person. It's about how I attract. There's freedom in that. I'm optimistic that with a little bit of tuning, watching some of these videos, learning more, understanding the mechanics of the law of attraction, I'm optimistic that I can be the love. You see, I was always so upset and disappointed because I was looking for love in all the wrong places. I was trying to get love from Duncan, love from my kids, love from everybody. And the thing is you're the love. You be the love. Flow your love outwards. And you don't need it from others. And then the irony is you're actually going to manifest it from them. And if the only thing you can love right now is your dog, or nature, or the sky, or the fact that you're in a physical body, find something to love. Let everyone off the hook and watch what happens. I know this is positive expectation, that I am an energetic being in a physical body, having a physical experience, and boy, is it hard at times, but I know that the way I feel, that's all of it, that's it. I'm eager to practice this more. I'm eager to feel what it feels like to be tapped into consciousness, into my higher self, and feel that love flowing from the larger part of me to me, and knowing, I'm so eager and I'm so passionate. Now we can move back to passion. Now I'm so passionate to know what that feels like on a regular basis, to hook myself into the energy that creates worlds and feel that flowing through me, and feel the potential, and know that this relationship or this prolapse isn't as big as it seems when I'm lower down the emotional scale in negative emotion through no fault of my own. And I'm so passionate to tap into that a little bit. And I feel empowered that I'm starting to think about my relationship in a different way, rather than two humans bashing it out with their beliefs and their trauma on the wild west of planet Earth. I'm really, getting super empowered to think about it as two energetic beings doing the best that they can, letting each other off the hook, being generous with their energy, the potential of that and what that could potentially look like. And I really want to inspire you that Duncan and I have really turned our relationship around in many ways due to this work, as well as the fact, obviously, I healed 3 prolapses. Okay, so remember, and I don't want to give you the idea that our relationship is anyway perfect, by the way. It is just way better, and I do even enjoy intimacy nowadays, and I even instigate intimacy, which is, it was something I used to avoid all the time. Okay guys, so remember that this tool, this emotional scale tool, can be used in all areas of your life. The idea is to lift your vibration in all areas of your life, from your finances to your relationship with your parents, your siblings, your kids, the world at large, all of it. As you lift your vibration up, as you feel better and better, as you allow more energy to flow, healing is an option for you. Healing has potential. Your body will do what it needs to do. It has a blueprint to well-being. As you move up the emotional scale, you have all healing energy available to you. Now remember that this scale is not to be used therapeutically. So what do I mean by that? I mean, let's say as you wake up in the morning in a great mood, you wouldn't want to then use the emotional scale to kind of reverse engineer a belief and fix your prolapse. That will get the energy going in the wrong direction. Trust me, I tried it a million times. I can cut lots of corners here for you. Use it when you feel negative emotion. And if you can't use it right then and there in the moment because you're at work or you've got kids, make a little note in a notebook or your phone and process it later. So I hope you enjoyed that emotional scale. We broke down a ton of beliefs about intimate relationships. Check out my free training in the description or type training into the comment section below and I'll send you the link. And check out how our 2 clients, Lasha and Lisa, both healed their prolapses. It's also the methodology that I use to heal 3 prolapses. And check out my next video on rage release for a hypertonic pelvic floor. And let me know how you get on. Sending you all the love. Until next time.